I always take little notes before I do these interviews, but I didn't even think of it. You're the only guy on that stage that lived through both the HBO era and the current era of boxing.
That's absolutely incredible. That's crazy.
What's been the biggest difference or the biggest change or transition in boxing?
Oh man, I wish HBO was back. You know, that was the biggest. That was bigger and better than whatever they have now, because you were guaranteed shows, guaranteed fights, and guaranteed to watch boxing. And it was on HBO. It wasn't some pay-per-view or some app or whatever. Literally, my grandmother has HBO. She could watch boxing. My grandmothers were able to watch me box. That was the greatest thing. And before that, I was around when ESPN was just on ESPN. Friday Night Fights.
You would have been the perfect Friday Night Fights main event.
So that's what I got sold to. I got sold because 2014, I fought on ESPN once or twice. And I signed a new contract, and they're like, "Oh, we got ESPN." I said, "This is perfect. I'll get to become the next Ruslan Vakhnikov because he got to develop on there, and that would be my opportunity to continually be able to get my shows, not have to fight about getting paid all this substantial amount of money, and I could build from there and give my fan favorite ability of my style a opportunity for everybody to see. And then, boom! Next thing you know, Top Rank comes up, buys it out, and ruined ESPN.
Why has it been so difficult for a fighter that's as entertaining as you to stay active and to get consistent dates?
That is a great question, and it seems as if everybody thinks there's an extra part of it that comes with somebody that's a free agent.
Right.
And they always think there's something on the tail end of it that's going to whip you back, and there isn't, and that's why Tom works for me. He's the only one that will do it, and I'm proud and honored to be part of it. When I reached out to me and my wife, went on the entire East Coast, looking up every boxing event, emailing and messaging all these people. They won't put me on a card for whatever reason.
So you've been reaching out to promoters saying, "Hey, I'm free.
Yeah,
let me get up on your card."
Since 2022, 2023, hitting up. Hey, you got a show in 2 months, can I get on a card? Hey, you got a show in here, in Connecticut, or New Hampshire, or Boston, going down south, anything, just can we get on the card? No replies, or they just refuse to work with us.
I gotta be honest with you, bro, that's a fucking travesty.
That's crazy. That's crazy. They think, I guess, I don't know what and I'm not looking just to be like A side versus B side, like, no, like, go ahead, put me up. I don't care. I just want to get my fights in, because you're only as good as your last fight. And if I can't fight 3 times a year, that's a problem, right? 3-4 times a year on 8-10 round fights. I fought 12 rounds before, so you need to have those in there, and that's where boxing really does not stand up to where the olden days. Everybody says, you know, oh, these guys could beat Floyd Mayweather can beat Henry Armstrong. He could beat Sugar Ray Robinson. Oh yeah, well, you could beat him next month after you just beat him that month, and then you're going to fight him 6 more times this year? Because he has other titles he's going to be defending along your title that he's just going to keep fighting you for over and over again. So you tell me who did it right there, you know?
Well, I got to ask, are you in fact 3% Irish?
3% Irish. It's fucking unbelievable. I went on there and did 23andMe and printed it out, sent it over to Elvis Grant, who sent it over to Kalen Walsh and Tom Lofton, and they were like, all right, we're in. It was good, because I'd have to come up here and talk about the Jewish stuff. I'd go up here and talk about my big old Irish spirit.
Well, you're the only guy here who's got the home court advantage. You're the only New Yorker on the card. How does that feel for you?
Oh, man, it seems like how it is a little different. You know, when you mentioned that I was the only New Yorker, that was surprising, because why would you put a New York show without having a New Yorker?
Right, aren't we the ones that bring the New Yorkers?
Yeah, I'm bringing the New Yorkers to the Madison Square Garden. That's unbelievable. Even the Tiafimo card, you know, he is from New York, so it's very interesting you said that, and it's an honor. It's an absolute honor to be part of this and find that out, actually.
What do you want to do with the remainder of your career? Obviously, it has been difficult staying active, but in having difficulty staying active, you're not taking the punishment that you might take.
Right.
You know, fighting 3, 4, 5 times a year. What would you like to do with the remainder of the juice that you have left in the tank?
I want to continue to put on possibly 3 fights, if I had to do 4 fights a year, with a continuing training series, with training camps, and a actual shot of a championship. I haven't had that opportunity, and that's all I want. And then I can say, I can go or I can stay. And that's all I really want. And that's all that really matters to me. You know.
Last question I'll ask you. Obviously, the one lone defeat in your career would have been some of the things that you've worked on and improved upon, and any changes that you've made since that fight leading into Sunday night here.
The biggest thing was listening to my body. I fought when I fought that one loss, 3 fights in 11 weeks. Back-to-back nights on HBO, months on HBO. They told me it was the 3rd fighter in history to do it. I took it without even caring. You know, when you've been deprived so many times of opportunities, when something calls, you take it no matter what. So over that loss, I've noticed to listen to my body. For this training camp, maybe a month ago, I said, I'll take 5 days off. Gotta take it off. Trainers aren't the happiest, but if I'm not being productive, there's no reason to be a dead horse. And I learned that from Elvis Grant last time, and I've been using that mostly this entire time in here. Because when you feel like you've been out of it for a year, you think balls to the wall is the way to go, but it's not. It really isn't. It's listen to your body, finding what works for you. For me, I've done over 700 hot yoga classes in one studio.
Right.
Hot yoga has been my biggest secret in replenishing this body who's been through 5 surgeries. So learning from that was listening to my body, and it's okay to take a day off.
I mean, I never hear that from fighters, but it's refreshing to hear because so many fighters do have to do that. And I think the overworking, the weight cutting, that's a lot of what leads to the injuries and prevents your longevity.
Yes, absolutely. One of the first things a trainer for my amateur gym said, he said, you don't leave wrestler to ever come to the boxing gym and come back every day. Because they don't like getting hit in the nose. You ever watch the MMA guys, they hit in the nose, they fall on the floor?
Yep.
But because I had that wrestling background and grit of knowing that you make weight and you wrestle on the same day, I had that ability to understand that concept. So I was able to take that part out of it. While other people didn't really play too many other sports in boxing. They just played individual sports with themselves, I guess. I don't know, played basketball with their friends. But because I played football, wrestling, love playing basketball, I love playing all sports, but playing those in a high school level and then wanting to be something of it, was able to transfer over to the boxing, and then I had something over everybody else, and that was a foundation that no one else had. So.
Well, I appreciate your time, Champ. We're going to let you show off the fit real quick.
Oh, we got the Robert Graham.
The Champ always showing up
Pit
fly.
Vipers, we got the leather pants, Jordans.
Well, make sure you watch the Hometown Kid on Sunday on UFC Fight Pass. Cletus the Humor Hammer, Seldin, thank you so much for your time, brother.
Thank you.